What is going on, guys? My name is Nightmare, and today I'm going to be bringing you a commentary. First off, I just want to say thank you to my brother. I mean, he supported me through this a lot, and he, when I first started this, I had a Dazzle, one of those shitty capture cards, but he went out and bought me a Elgato, which alone was 160 bucks. And then for Christmas this year, he surprised me with this blue Yeti, which I had no idea he even knew what I wanted. So thank you so much for that. Alright, so let's get into it. And I was planning to do this earlier, but I stalled and I ended up forgetting about it. So anyways, today we're gonna talk about a little Christmas story. Now it all started off with me, my friend Jake, and my friend Noah. We were it was on Christmas break, and we had nothing better to do, but being teenagers, we wanted to go out and cause trouble and stuff. But I don't know, around maybe 5 or 6. I remember seeing this skate video about this guy who he built like some kind of ramp out of a shopping cart, and then like that made me want to do it. So I don't know, I thought I could do it, but I probably couldn't do it anyways. So me, Jake, and Noah waited till later that night, and we walk around to next to his neighborhood is Big Lots, which is like a convenience store, I guess. And we walked out the back of it, and like in the back, like loading docks, I guess you would call them, there was like a bunch of shopping carts. So being rebels, we went out and took one, and between Jake's neighborhood and Big Lots was also an apartment complex. So we weren't gonna like walk out in the street, in like the main street with like a shopping cart, so people would obviously know we're like trying to steal it. So we decided to go through the apartment complex, and we had to throw this huge shopping cart over the fence into the apartment complex. So then we did that, we hopped the fence, and then I remember there's these guys that were outside their patio, I guess, drinking, and then we didn't want to like walk through their vision, I guess, like in their line of view, with shopping carts in the middle of the night with like hoods on and everything, all sketchy. So we waited for them to leave, but they didn't. So I don't know, we were there for like a good 10 minutes of just sitting there waiting for them to go back in the house. So finally they did, and I was like, let me go ahead of you to make sure the ghost is clear. So I go walk left around the corner, and then like past like all the way to the other end of the apartment complex. There's a trash can, and behind the trash can was another shopping cart. So we were basically sitting there for like 10 minutes for no reason, when we could have just got the shopping cart that was already on the other side of the apartment complex. So it would have been so much easier. So then me, Jake, and Noah were just like, are you kidding me? So we just like, you know what, let's just take both. So now we have 2 shopping carts, and we I remember the fence to get to like go back into Jake's neighborhood was a lot bigger, and it was like picket fence too. It was like a big gate for cars and stuff to go through, and we didn't have the password to open the gate, so we just like we legitimately just tried to throw it over the gate, but it got caught on the gate, like the shopping cart, and then the car came, so we're like, oh god. So we like ducked down and like hid behind a bush, and there's just a shopping cart on this big fence, just like balanced and like stuck up there, and like the car was so confused. We like stopped and then looked at it and then just drove off. So then waited a little bit, we hopped over, got it unstuck, and then rushed back to Jake's house, making loud noises. But finally we actually got to Jake's house, and his stepdad actually was just like, you know what, we don't want that here, you gotta go take it back. So we were like, shit. So we took it back, and we we're all sad that we went through all that trouble just to not be able to keep him. And then we waited for his parents to go to bed, and then we went back out. And during this time there was you can say there's these like plastic bags with candles in them. Well, they weren't plastic, but they were like paper bags, I guess. And like everyone in the neighborhood like put all of them in front of their sidewalk. So like the entire streets and sidewalks were just filled with these like Illuminatos things, I guess, like I don't know what you call them, but yeah. And then so I don't know what was the first thing we did with them. I think the first thing we did was we were just like, I don't know. Oh yeah, Jake would put push the bag over, and then it would just light on fire, I guess. Oh, God. And then I remember we went to the main street, and we took a couple of them. Well, then by this time they were all like already dead and like not lit anymore. So we like took a couple of them, and like I don't even want to say a couple. We took a lot of them, and we like lined them up across the street. So like cars would drive by and they wouldn't know what to do. And like we didn't get any good reactions from that. So it's kind of like a waste of time, I guess. And I remember this car like he stopped in front of the bags, and he's like, and his window was down, and he's like, "I see you guys." And then so we like ran and took off. And like back then I was wearing these like bright blue pants, and you could see them in the middle of the night. And so we ran behind, like everyone was behind different things, and like my hiding spot was between a wall and like a thorn bush, and it was so painful. So then the car drove, like he did a U-turn to come find us, and he couldn't find us, so we left. And then we waited for like the heat to cool down, so we like, you know, went back home for a little bit, came back, and I think next was deer stacking. We had this, I don't know, like, so basically what you do is you, during Christmas time when they have their deer like or like decorations in the yard, we take them and we put them like oh god, it sounds so immature, but we like take them and put them on each other, so like it looks like, you know, they're doing stuff. So we tried to find a house with 2 deer, and finally we get to one, and like I pick it up, and then the head just falls off for some reason. Like I don't know what was up with this deer, but I picked it up and it just broke. So I'm like, what the hell? So then I put it behind some dude's car, and then so we went to go find another one, and there was these other 2 that they were stable, so it didn't break when I picked it up. So I'm trying to stack them, and these things are kind of big, and I'm like trying to stack them, and like my friends aren't helping. They're sitting a couple like feet down just laughing like their ass off. And then I don't know, so I finally get it, and then I like walk back to them and look back at the deer, and I just start busting out because how funny it looked. Oh god. And then let's see what else happened that night. Oh yeah, okay, there's also this like, we were walking down the street down this neighborhood, and we saw this like house that had a North Pole. It was like a giant pole that said North Pole on top, and there was like a bunch of presents around it. And then I tried to pick it up, but it didn't work. So then I was just like, my friend's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then like I tried to pick it up and it didn't work. So then I looked down, and then like look left and right, and then just stomp on the present, and it like blows up. Like it doesn't like crush, it like pops, and it makes this loud noise, and we're like, "Oh god!" And then we run away to make sure like they didn't wake up, because it was loud as hell. So then I forgot. We also, okay. We walked to Circle K, and then we came back, and on the way back we were like trying to do this thing where we replaced one dude's decorations to the other guy's decorations, like to his yard, you know. It never really worked out because there was just too much. But then there was these candy canes, and so we took all the candy canes that were like in the ground, but they were like big ones. They weren't like the little candy ones. Like they were just like lit up candy canes, but they didn't light up. But they were just big decoration candy canes, and we like took all of them and put them on this other dude's house. And I have the last one. I'm like trying to fit it in the ground, and I'm like, oh, it's not working. And then like I kept doing it, and then I'm like, you know what? F candy canes, and I just like step on it, and again it makes the loudest noise ever, and it just snaps, and we're like, oh god. So then we run home, lay down, and just, I don't know, recap on the night. It was just honestly one of the greatest nights of my life. Like, I know I was really immature, and I feel bad for the stuff we did. I could go back and buy him a new candy cane, tell him I broke it. But anyways, well, hope you guys enjoyed this. This is my first one ever, and you know, thank you again to my brother. I mean, I wouldn't be able to even do this commentary or even to record that gameplay if he wasn't even supporting me throughout this. But I also plan to do tutorials on, you know, GFX and editing and stuff, so look out for that. Alright guys, peace out.